welcome, Cherie. We are doing our interview for the Holiday Book Festival that's coming up in November at Kensington Mill Falls event in Milford, Michigan. Welcome, Cherie.
Thank you.
Okay. So your book, you've got one book, you've got the An Unknown Angel's Gift.
Yes.
All right. Um, just checking out your bio here. Make sure I put that. Okay. So it was 8 years ago that your husband got the transplant. Is that?
Yes.
Give us a brief overview of your book.
So my book is a story of our journey from the time uh, my husband was listed and leading up to the transplant. So basically, before, during, and after. There's a lot of tips along the way. Uh, I journaled for years, and then I put it all together and formed this wonderful book that's helping a lot of people in many situations. So it has a lot of true story, obviously. So
So, what was his transplant?
he had a double lung transplant.
Oh, wow. Okay. And with your book, are you where you are? I know you're going to be at the Holiday Book Festival. Where else are you going to be at for the festival or for book signings?
We've already done 5 this year, and we have 5 more uh, coming up. We have a couple others in November, one in my hometown in Livonia, and we have one in Madison Heights, Grosse Pointe, uh, and Port Huron this month.
Oh,
We
wow.
actually we did one in June in my husband's donor's hometown, which was really incredible. We had the donor family there and a lot of family and friends and doctors and staff. It was very inspiring and instrumental.
Very nice. Awesome. So, you've got the one book. Are you going to do any other books or any other genres or just the one book?
Yes, I want to do some children's books
Oh,
and a cocktail book.
a cocktail
And
book? Ooh.
yeah, I like to put together a lot of different cocktails, so that one's going to be interesting. It may take some time to put together, but I'm looking forward to that. And if I do any romances, that those tend to take a lot longer. But uh, of course, I think it's like with anything. When you write one book, you want to write more.
That's awesome. Awesome. So you said that in your bio it says that you like to write poetry. Do you have poetry in this biography or is that going to be a separate?
That would be separate. I do have some many quotes in the book that I've collected over the years, inspirational quotes and faithful quotes, uh, just to kind of put a little more inspiration into the book.
So how long did it take you to write this book once you decided to put your all your journaling together?
About 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. Years of journaling and organizing and putting everything together, and then just placement of everything, and dealing with the publisher. And it's a lot more time consuming than you think. Um, but I've been to a few book events where I've met a lot of authors and gotten a lot of good uh, tips and information that I think will be helpful with future endeavors in publishing.
So did you use a small press publisher or did you use self-publishing or traditionally?
Small press out of state.
Oh, okay. How did you go about finding them?
Did a lot of research, like a good year of research, and um, a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls, and just went with the one that I felt uh, seemed the best fit. And they were extremely helpful and guiding me through the whole process.
So did they have for your editor, did you get your own editor or did they have one for you that you could use?
They supplied the editor,
Oh, okay.
and basically they review your manuscript, and as you go along, they make suggestions, or you can leave it as you wrote it, as far as grammaring and placement.
Mhm. Very nice. So, with your other works, are you have you started anything? Are you plotting it or are you just going to write as it comes to mind?
I've started it, but I haven't gotten very far. I work full time and I have lots of journals and lots of ideas. Um, but it's just like with anything. I think that, like with this book taking so long as well. My husband's 8.5 years out, but um, the book didn't get published until after he was transplanted. But
Mhm.
it's been a wonderful journey. We're meeting a lot of people and inspiring a lot of people, helping a lot of people. Uh, just met some people this morning at a couple of his appointments that uh, couldn't wait to get the information on the book. Some medical staff.
Oh, good.
It's doing really well. It's been out for 9 months, and it's been in the top 40 sellers on Amazon and
Nice.
Barnes and Noble. And I'm pretty proud of it.
Well, great. Well, I am so excited to meet you in person and see this book. And you've got it in the book cover contest. Have you decided if you want to, if you're going to read at the event, or are you going to decide closer on if you're going to read?
Probably closer on. It's always hard for me to pick um, like my favorite highlight of the book. I have like
Hmm.
5 chapters that really stand out that are significant to me. So if you did, for the people that are reading, how long would they be reading for?
That's actually undetermined at this time because I have to go back and see how many people said that they would read, go through the undecideds, and if all the undecideds decided yes, how much time would that make for each author? So that is in the planning stages. This is actually the first time that we've done an author reading at the book festival.
Okay.
So that's going to be interesting to see. I wasn't sure how many people would decide yes. I got quite a few undecideds, um, and not too many no's, amazingly. So that's a good thing. But yeah, we shall see what that time frame looks like once I get
Okay.
everybody figured out and what order to put people in. That's always the fun part. It's like, okay, now I got to figure out how to schedule these people. So, yeah.
Yeah, and then
So
if
we
someone
shall
doesn't
find
show,
out.
or if someone
Actually,
doesn't show, or the time.
I have been very fortunate with very few no shows at the book festivals. Um, so general, and I have a waiting list. So if the nice thing is that I've had people say, "Hey, I can't make it," and even the day before for the spring one, I had someone that emailed me the day before that said, I can't make it. I don't remember what happened now, but something happened. They couldn't make it. So I went to my waiting list and I said, hey, can you make it tomorrow? And they're like, sure.
Awesome.
So, so we've got 4 or 5 on the wait list right now, um, which is always good to have those because things come up, life happens.
Yeah.
So, you know, just in case we have to go into the wait list. Um, so let's see more about you. So you've got husband, and how many do you have, kids or just cats?
No kids, two cats, lots of nieces and nephews, and great nieces and great nephews that we spoil.
Oh,
This is my
okay.
husband here driving, Robert. He's the main character in the book. Hello.
Hello. It's always
And he
nice
is
to have
quite
your
the
main
character.
character with you.
Yeah.
Not many people can say, "Hey, my main character is driving me."
Right, right. All those fiction writers and fantasy writers and romance writers. They're all
Yeah.
people.
Awesome. So you guys are traveling to the other side of the state today?
We're about an hour, hour and a half. Robert Stoner's mother's birthday is today. So
Oh,
we're having
okay.
a big dinner with her family and ourselves. And we're looking forward to it. We actually spend a lot of time with them. So
I
it's
was
a
just going to ask that if there was a big connection between the donor's family and you guys with activities and stuff.
yes, we met about a year after Robert's transplant, after we had sent our material to Gift of Life. Um, she reciprocated, and we were very fortunate enough to meet them. And he took a stethoscope so she could listen through her son's lungs. I don't know if I
Oh,
mentioned that, but
nice.
it was her oldest son who passed, and he saved 5 lives.
Oh,
And
wow.
we were the only ones who reached out to her, and she was very grateful. And we've been very accepted into the family. We bowl with them every week, and we go to barbecues.
Oh,
We I
nice.
know it's incredible. It's really an
So you
incredible
ended up
story.
not only with having him around longer, but you got an extended family out of it too.
Yes, yes, they are an incredible family. She messages us every morning. She says, "Good morning, sunshine" to him, my bonus son, and
Oh, how cool.
yeah, uh, it's just incredible. They're all incredible people, and it's a blast to be around. We bowl with them. Um, we've met his donors, two sons, and went to their graduation.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
met his daughter.
Nice.
We've been to weddings and countless parties. It's really unbelievable.
Nice. That is so cool. Did you is any part of your book about the donor's family, or did
Yes,
you just okay.
one whole chapter. And throughout the earlier processes of the book, um, obviously we hadn't met them yet.
Mhm.
So because as you know, when someone passes, it's tragic. And when
Mhm.
you're an organ donor, we didn't know when that would happen. My husband was on oxygen for 8 years,
Oh, wow.
waiting, both of us waiting for that call, obviously. And so it ended up being before, during, and after. Um,
Nice.
so it has, a lot of information, obviously, for patients that could be waiting in any disease process. It's told from a caregiver's perspective. And, back when I started all this, there weren't any resources. Now there's more
Mm.
stories about transplant and um, different conditions related to, the heart, liver, lungs, kidneys. Um, so I kind of wrote the book I needed to read back then. I educated myself, made a lot of phone calls, did a lot of research. We went to a lot of support meetings. We still do the support meetings. It's 18 years later, and
Mm.
we have monthly meetings with patients coming into this process that are waiting, that are scared, and looking for some insight. So that's a big part of our journey now, is giving back and helping others, sharing our story.
Very nice. Yeah, and they always say if you can't find the book that you're looking for, you should just write it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that need all of the resources they can get.
Yeah,
Very nice. So the other books that you plan on writing are all going to be in the fiction realm then?
yeah.
Awesome. Any ideas on do you have any approximate dates, or are you really early in the process?
It's it's early in the process, so I would say, obviously, if I self-publish or go with Amazon or somebody, I think it might not take as long.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's like with anything, if I picked that, pen and paper up every night or the computer up every night and started writing, it would be done.
Yeah.
But if you're working all day, I'm tired or I'm doing something else, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got the ideas and I have a few things written down on paper, but um, you have to come up with your characters and
Mhm.
storyline, and but it's definitely going to be the next one will be a children's book or two.
Okay. So then you have to get an illustrator.
Right.
Unless you can draw.
I do like to draw, but yeah, we'll see. I've met people that I've met a lot of children's authors, so we'll see what happens.
Very good. Well, I want to thank you for taking time out of your drive. And I'm looking forward to meeting you. Now, will your husband be with you in November?
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to meeting you both in November. And this video will go up in October. So
Okay.
thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Mandy. It was a pleasure meeting you on